Libin. Welcome to HCM Awareness Day. So happy to have you here.
Happy to see you, Lisa. Happy to see everyone virtually. Hi, thank you for the invitation.
Of course, we're happy to have you here. And hopefully someday soon we'll all get back in person and be able to see each other and enjoy HCM Awareness Day together, maybe in the future. So I'm going to hand it off to you. Do you have any slides to share with us, or do I have?
No, I think I'm just going to talk.
Okay, talk away.
Thank you. I'm not very technical good, so I didn't prepare any slide, but I would like to share the story of our center and me and with Lisa and HCMA. I'm Libin Wang. I'm the director of the Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Center of Excellence at University of Maryland. Again, great to meet everyone on this historic day. And on behalf of our entire staff at the Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Center of Excellence at University of Maryland, happy HCM Day to all my patients in our center in the state of Maryland and around the United States. I am from China, and I really want to take this opportunity to deliver my greetings to all the HCM patients in my home country and around the world. And it's a double special day for some of my patients, as today is actually their birthday. So I want to take this opportunity to wish my patients a very happy birthday on this very first HCM Awareness Day. And recently I got the pleasure of taking care of a patient who actually found us via HCMA. One of the first questions that the patient asked me was, how long have you been working on HCM? This question actually quite surprised me, but then gave me an opportunity to reflect and look back the journey of our center and my own career in learning and treating HCM patients. So I came to the United States from China after finishing medical school in 1996. My dream, my US dream, was to become a master cardiologist and a scientist and to dedicate my career to cardiovascular medicine. But little did I know about hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And it was the same year that happened to be that Ms. Lisa Salberg founded the Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Association. At the time, I had no clue. I loved genetics, so I studied genetics and got my PhD in genetics from Texas A&M University in 2002. That's actually 20 years ago. And then I joined the Seidman Lab at the Harvard Medical School for postdoc training. It is in the Seidman Lab that I started working under the mentorship of Drs. Cricket and John Seidman, and worked and trained by my great friend, Carolyn Ho at Brigham. It is there that I really begin to learn a little bit of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And over the years, I learned more. I met many HCM patients with Cricket and with Carolyn at Brigham, and learned about their families and learned directly from their expert and the patient themselves, and how they manage hypertrophic cardiomyopathy every day. Like Lisa mentioned her journey, and everybody know her story. And studied genetics of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy in the lab, and also used animal models to try to understand the molecular mechanism of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. A lot of work in the Seidman Lab eventually laid the ground for mavacamten development. And what I really wanted to do in my early life was trying to help our patients by bringing my bench research experience to the bedside. And really, the basic research experience gave me a solid foundation to become a detail-oriented and skillful clinician. And I went on to finish my internal medicine residency at Jackson Memorial Hospital at the University of Miami in Florida. And afterwards, I came to Baltimore. For the past 10 years, I've been here, and completed my cardiology fellowship at Johns Hopkins Hospital. I was fortunate to gain more clinical skills in diagnosing and treating HCM patients, especially under the guidance of Dr. Roselle and Ted Abraham, who are now at UCSF. So I joined the faculty at University of Maryland School of Medicine in 2016. And it's really through the extensive research background and clinical training that I developed deep passion for the understanding of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy and try to learn more about our patient and how to help them every day. So I began to orchestrate and develop a multiple disciplines team at the University of Maryland to establish our own program. This is 21 years after I came to the US. My path had finally led to you, Lisa, and the HCMA, where I got to meet you and meet Lisa at the HCM Summit in Boston in 2017. And it was really her inspirational speech at the summit, and it deeply resonated with me and re-energized me to my commitment to the field of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And I really cannot thank Lisa enough for her guidance to establish our center, and later on our center got recognized by the HCMA for a center of excellence. And we, the entire team, myself, really appreciate the guidance and help with Lisa and HCMA. So we, over the past few years, we worked very closely with Lisa and the HCMA in coordinating care for our patient. In some cases, it was rather urgent. Patient need emergent procedures to be done. And really through the coordination with Lisa and HCMA and our center and my whole team and staff, and were we able to provide the patient's care immediately required in a very timely, sensitive manner. So over the past 6 years, my passion in hypertrophic cardiomyopathy had really ignited my whole team. That include my adult general cardiology colleagues, and including also pediatric cardiology colleagues. Those include Dr. Hong Zolman, Dr. Stacy Fisher, and pediatric cardiologist Dr. Vashist. And we have an advanced imaging team with radiology, Dr. Charlie White, Dr. Jin Judy, Dr. Ridwana Hussain. And our genetic team, Dr. Carol Green, she's a medicine geneticist, and our genetic counselor, Stephanie Riley, and our interventional cardiology colleague, Dr. Mark Wesley, electrophysiology doctor, Dr. Vincent C., who actually is my co-director. We actually got training together at the Brigham Women's, and cardiac surgery team with Dr. Brad Taylor. So our center over the past years have been participating in the clinical trials with mavacamten, and we anticipate in the upcoming years to be involved in the multiple clinical trials the previous centers and directors have mentioned. And really want to advance our scientific understanding of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And as our center grows, we are hoping to build our own HCM registry and collaborate with other centers to really improve the quality of care of patients and to foster innovative research. So at the University of Maryland for the past 6 years, I really wanted to make my personal mission to make every day an HCM day, and to make the community aware of the condition and of the patient and their family, what they're going through. So I have personally reached out to about 2/3 of the cardiology practices in the state of Maryland in order really to broaden our awareness among our colleagues, both cardiology, surgery, and general internal medicine. There was a COVID that came, and it's very hard to not mention COVID these days, but it did not stop our commitment. Rather, it actually emboldened our effort to reach out to our HCM patients in the state of Maryland and the surrounding region in any way possible, and either via in-person visit or via telemedicine. So when I told my new patient that I have been working on HCM and thinking hard about HCM almost every day for the past 20 years, it first made me feel old, but it did make him feel very comfortable. Oh, I'm in great hands. I'm not so sure. But it did remind me how little I knew about hypertrophic cardiomyopathy when I first came to the United States, how much I have learned from my mentors during postdoc research and through my clinical trainings, and how much I've learned over the years from collaboration with other centers and other friends at other hospitals. And really, most importantly, how much I've learned from my beloved patients, each individual of them and their families, and how much I continue to learn every day from my patients and my colleagues. So it really also make me realize that there are still many unanswered questions. That's why we have so many research endeavors ongoing and are developing.
We have a little glitch. Libin, we've lost your audio. Oh, Libin, you're back. If we can unmute you and bring you back to stage, I think we're good.
Yes, sorry.
And you're back.
All right, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, it really make us make me realize there are still many unanswered questions in the field of HCM, and we need to continue our effort to develop innovative research to help patients. So really, this this historic day, make me also reflect on my own journey, and it reminds me of my father. And when I decided to study medicine as a young boy, and my father said one thing to me, that career of medicine is like sailing a boat against a stream. If you're now moving forward, you're moving backwards. So you have to learn something every single day and improve yourself. So I still remember the moment he told me this. It kept motivating me to learn every day from my patients and colleagues, and to improve and really become a better physician and a better person. I really look forward to continuing the learning journey in the decades to come, and really lead our center to its greatness. And we at the University of Maryland Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Center of Excellence will continue to work very closely with Ms. Lisa Salberg and the HCMA, and we look forward to many HCM days yet to come. Once again, happy HCMA Day to our community, our family, and thank you, Lisa.
Libin, thank you so much. There are so many wonderful people I've had the opportunity to meet in my life and in my journey and in my work. And one of the things that will forever tie you in my memory was reading your business plan for your application for recognition as an HCMA recognized center of excellence. And okay, I have to tell you, no offense to the other people who write them, they're dry because they're business plans, right? There's not supposed to be drama in a business plan. But here comes this application with starting off with kind of a dramatic statement, which was, and I may have this committed to memory, Libin. In 1996, when Lisa Salberg founded the Hypertrophic Cardiomyopathy Association, I left China to begin my education in cardiology in America. To tie those two moments together, and at the time, knowing all the time that had transpired since then and what we have done, and knowing that he was developing his whole career in that same timeline and that we've crossed, was kind of a magic moment. It was pretty cool to think about it in that way. And you had been in the Seidman lab working with Cricket and John Seidman and Carolyn Ho and learning the genetics. And then again, the theme of partnership and collaboration through our centers is constant today. You go to Hopkins, you learn from Ted and Roselle, and then you move across town and you begin a program of your own at the University of Maryland. This is part of the magic of HCM. And there might be a competition one day, Libin. People may not expect this from you, but you have the most wicked sense of humor, and I love it. And you just don't expect it to come out. And then there's this amazingly funny, timely, appropriate comment or joke at the right moment. So I love you for that and for what you've built with your life and how much you've committed to patients. And we thank you very, very much for being part of HCM Awareness Day. And thanks to your entire team. Things ebb and change and flow and move and develop. And towns have, you were in a center at one side of town, and now you're on another side of town. I have to tell you that your old program came knocking on the door again. So we have a discussion going there. But there's so many HCM patients that need care. I don't think we should be afraid of that. This isn't competition, it's partnership, because we need in big cities, especially big cities with large populations of previously underserved communities. So Black and brown communities are not diagnosed enough with HCM, and Baltimore has the opportunity to see a lot more of that constituency and start to balance the equity of those diagnosed with HCM. So we have so much to do, and I love that you're one of our partners in it, and I appreciate everything you do every day. And we're going to go. Any other comments before we leave?
I love you, Lisa.
Oh, I love you too. And I love that you got the Snoopy thing at the gala because it fits so well with you.